So it's not that you're just pandering for compliments. You have to deliver too. When you deliver, you can tell the vibe of the calls and what they say. You just can't replicate that. No amount of software and VAs and whatever can replicate the relationship and trust that you build. But the VAs and the software are going, and the process that ties it all together is going to help you amplify what you have so that you never have to worry about getting clients ever again. So as proof of this, I have never done an outbound call. I have never done cold outreach ever. I have never applied to speak at a conference ever. It's all invite. Every client we've ever had, whether it's a Nike or a Red Bull or a Starbucks or whatever, they've come to us because of these techniques. So if I can do this and get the Golden State Warriors as a client and run their ads for 5.5 years because they reached out, you could do it for whatever clients in your niche.
Yeah, 1000%. And I just want to say for people who like think like this, because a big part of it, at least to me, is you're thinking about relationships, what I call like playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers.
Yeah.
You know, checkers to me is a really simple game. You move left or right. You can teach it to a 10-year-old in an hour, under an hour, as where, you know, chess masters train a long time. And the really great chess masters are thinking 5-10 moves in advance. And that's the real key. Like you mentioned, like you're identifying who the real figureheads are, who the movers and shakers, and bringing real value to those relationships, but also capturing those at the same time, and then having a team to distribute those things, and also helping those same people to distribute their own stuff better, more efficiently. Because, you know, when it comes to creating content, which everybody know works, but the challenge with that, as you mentioned, is like the factory of outputting, which you've done such a brilliant job of systematizing and organizing. But at the front of it, to me, is like just Dennis, you old school, connecting with real meaningful people, delivering real value, and then using the tools of the internet and automation and algorithms and SEO and paid ads and all those kind of things to make sure eyeballs that are relevant see that. And then it's the whole thing is a pull machine instead of a push machine, which I think is just a smarter way of doing it. It takes more legwork to get it started, but the surgeon doesn't chase you. The surgeon doesn't ever knock on your door and say, "Hey, anybody in your house considering surgery today?" You know, it's just like, you know,
run.
And then when you think about that, like agency owners, I see this where they're all upset that like their clients don't see them as experts and things like that. And it started with how you approach them in the first place, as where there's a huge difference. Like I can tell you, just if somebody sees Daryl Isaacs, which, you know, outside of personal injury, probably not many of you guys will know him, but in our space, I'd say like probably 80% of lawyers know who he is.